Yeah, good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to start with embryology. As I told you yesterday, the embryology you will get short note or very short note. So no need to study unnecessary detail. For examination point of view, you have to go with the highlights of the embryo book in the Veer Singh. So in every topic, first you have one page of highlights and then you have diagrams. So if you remember the highlights and diagram, even then you can pass, no need to study the details of the topic. So first of all, you should know what is embryology. So it's a branch of science, branch of especially medical science, in which we study about the development, how the zygote is formed, how the ovum meets with the sperm and zygote is formed, then morula is formed. So that all prenatal development is studied in the embryology. Now, the embryology will study in two parts. One is general embryology, another is systemic embryology. In general embryology, we see what are the cells, what are the gametes, how zygote is formed, how morula is formed, how placenta is formed. So all these topics are studied in general embryology. And in systemic embryology, how the systems start their development, how the cardiovascular system develop, how respiratory system develop. So these are studied in systemic embryology. So these changes take place. So first of all, you should know related to embryology. In our body, we have got the cell which you have studied from class 9, cell tissue. But there are some different cell. They are known as gametes. Okay, gametocytes or the gamete. They are the sex cells. So they are present in the reproductive tissue. So it's a kind of epithelial tissue. So the gametes are male and female gametes. Okay, male gametes and female gametes. And the primordial germ cells are known as gonocyte, the embryonic origin. So first we are going to see the male gametes, they are the sperm. And sperms are produced within the testes. Okay, within the testes, the sperms are produced. And initially the immature cells are known as spermatogonia. They become mature and they form the sperm. And this duration of the process is almost 64 days. So these sperms are formed in the seminiferous tubules of the testes. The detail you will study in physiology. Then cell division take place. Normally in somatic cell, in all over the body, what the cell division is there, that is mitotic cell division. But in the gametes, when the cell division is there, there you have meiotic cell division. So the cell division is not the topic for today. So when you see, this is the diagram where you see how sperms are formed. So initially you have immature sperm cell. These are spermatogonia. Okay, these are spermatogonia. The spermatogonia underwent for this mitotic cell division take place. Mitotic cell division forms the primary spermatocyte. So once primary spermatocytes are formed, then there is meiotic cell division. Okay, first meiotic cell division that gives secondary spermatocyte. So what happened in meiotic cell division and the difference between mitotic cell division you have studied, and it is very simple. So I'm not going to explain that. Later on, the spermatids are formed and then they become mature, maturation take place, and finally a sperm which contain head, neck, middle piece, body and tail. So this is the way how the sperms are formed and how the cell division take place. So you see this is the testes. Within the testes we have the seminiferous tubules. These are the seminiferous tubules. Here the sperms are formed. After the formation, sperms are stored in epididymis. This is the epididymis. Epididymis is a comma-shaped structure lies on the upper pole of the kidney. And from here you have this ductule and this is the ductus deferens. So sperm which are produced in the testes, which are stored in the epididymis, and they are carried by the ductus deferens or the vas deferens. The ductus deferens or the vas deferens, which is a part or component of spermatic cord, along with the testicular artery and pembriform plexus of the vein. So this is about spermatogenesis. Same we have in female, the oogonia, oogenesis is there. So what is there? Ovary in female, there are two ovaries. And within the ovaries, what happens in intrauterine life? Whatever the premature cell, whatever the oogonias are there, they all are formed within 4th or 5th month of intrauterine life of a female within the ovary. So initially all follicles are there, primary follicles which are million in number, they are formed in the ovary. So ovary contain these primary follicles. The primary follicles are there, and these follicles become mature and they become secondary oocyte, and finally the ovum is released, and that process is known as ovulation. That you also might have studied in physiology. So releasing of the ovum is ovulation, and once ovum is released, it may be fertilized in the fallopian tube. This is the fallopian tube if the sperms are there. So once the sperms are there in fallopian tube, it gets fertilized. Then two cell stage, zygote is formed, and then morula is formed. So that detail we will study. So this is how ovulation take place. So initially you have primordial follicle or the primary follicle. They get mature. Then finally fluid enter from the surrounding tissue. Antrum is produced. Then ovum goes eccentrically, and finally it is released during the ovulation. So this is how oocyte, you have primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, and finally ovum. So how primary follicle or primordial follicle is there? So initially if you see the primordial follicle, it contains nucleus. This is the nucleus. Within the nucleus you have nucleolus. Okay, it is surrounded by flattened epithelial cell. So in primary follicle there are flattened epithelial cells. Once they become growing follicle, the same follicle once it grows, then the flattened cells become cubical. You see in this diagram, these are the cubical cells. So in growing follicle, the cells are cubical, and surrounding the nucleus, a red color layer you can make out. A red color layer is formed. This layer is known as zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. The zona pellucida prevent the sticking of ovum within the fallopian tube. Okay, so this is the zona pellucida. Now, after growing follicle is produced, then there is multiplication of the cell. You can make out these cells, they get multiplied. They form more and more layer of the cells. So how the follicle grows with, so once multi-layer cells are formed, they are surrounded by theca interna and theca externa. The theca interna and theca externa, they are responsible for the production of estrogen. Okay, and now the cells, follicular cell which get multiply, a space appear and fluid enter from the surrounding tissue into that space. So once the fluid enter into that space, we call it antrum. Okay, follicular antrum. So due to more fluid enter in that, the pressure of the fluid, this on the ovum, this ovum comes eccentrically on a side, on a periphery, and this is, and the cell now we surround the ovum, we call that cumulus ophoricus. So cumulus ophoricus are the cells of follicle which surround the ovum, and now antrum is very big. So you have now theca interna, theca externa, then you have layer of the follicular cells, and then you have the ovum eccentrically placed. So this is how the primordial follicle is there, primary follicle is there, and secondary follicle is there. These are the follicles. So once ovum is released, what happens after releasing of the ovum, the cells become polyhedral, and those polyhedral cells have yellow pigment. Due to that, we call it cells of the corpus luteum. So these are the corpus luteal cells. They are the polyhedral cells, and these cells are responsible for production of progesterone. Okay, corpus luteum is of two types: corpus luteum of menstruation and corpus luteum of pregnancy. If pregnancy does not take place, then it is known as corpus luteum of the menstruation. And if pregnancy takes place for first 3 to 4 months, this corpus luteum is responsible for the production of progesterone. And after the 4th month, the placenta starts its production of the progesterone. So there is no work of this corpus luteum. So this is about the corpus luteum. Now next, menstrual cycle, no need in embryology, you will study in physiology. Cyclical changes which occurs from menarche to the menopause.